angels are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good day, Vail. Good day, Vail. Let's see what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring or fall. You're home in the Rockies as it all. So gear up, get ready to plan your day. The ideas are brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good day, Vail. Good day, Vail.
Hi, and welcome to Good Day Vail, a program dedicated to help you live your best life in the Valley. My name is Cece Zach, and yes, I am a transplant from the Northeast, and I'm also the host of this show. Good Day Vail was developed with you in mind, helping you live your best life by learning from others how they thrive in the mountains. The show is designed to be your eyes and ears about all things to do in the Valley so it can fulfill your daily life. So today, we're going to talk a little bit about community and how we can build your community, 900 people strong, instantaneously. This is a community that focuses all year round, spring, summer, winter, and fall. It spans Eagle as well as the Vail Valley, so the entire Eagle County. It focuses on sports and social, singles, and actually fun. And they have a unique ability to really engage the organization and the community members in ways that I have yet to see in the Valley. Well, have you guessed it yet? It's the Vail 50 Club. And I'm so excited today to share this time with the president, Jimmy Arbour, as well as Lorry Prentis, the secretary. And they are going to share with us how the Vail 50 Club has come out of COVID and what they have to offer us. So stay tuned as we come back to meet Jimmy and Lorry. Cheers.
Good day, Vail. Good day, Vail. Good day, Vail. Good day, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Day Vail, and I'm thrilled to have Lorry and Jimmy here today to talk to us about a phenomenal organization in the Valley that I hope everyone learns about as a result of this show. So Lorry, Jimmy, welcome, both from Vail Club 50. I want to, again, thank you so much for spending time with us. But before we get into the club, let's talk a little bit about how you both ended up here in the Valley and why you've stayed. Jimmy?
Sure. I'm born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and my wife and I moved to Houston when we were in our early 30s, and we discovered snow skiing in our mid-30s and fell in love with mountains and such. Later in my career, we had the good fortune of living in Switzerland for 15 years, and when we were able to retire, we did not want to move back to the heat and humidity of the Deep South. We love the mountains, love the alpine atmosphere, and so we looked for a place here. Our good friends back in Houston owned a place here, so the Vail Valley was a natural place to look.
And so how many years has that been?
Been retired for going on 5 years.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, welcome. Lorry, and yourself, a little different.
A little different. Went to school out in Boulder, CU. So I've been coming out to Colorado for a long time from the East Coast. Moved out from New York. Was very lucky to be able to build a house out here. I've been here about 4 years now. Started when I was still working with the move and have been luckily retired for the last couple of years.
So 4 years full-time?
Yes.
So now that you're both here full-time, just like myself, and as our viewers know, I've just recently moved here at full-time, tell me a little bit about how you got ingrained in the community.
Well, everywhere I've lived, I've wanted to get involved in things. That's just the way I was raised and what I love to do. So when moved out here full-time, a friend of mine told me about Vail Club 50. Great place to plug into to meet people. I am a very avid hiker, having lived in Switzerland. It's amazing hiking over there. My wife is absolutely not an outdoors person at all, or a hiker and everything, so Vail Club 50 was a great way for me to get into that activity. And then just enjoy helping out people. I'm a mountain host volunteer at Beaver Creek. I love giving my time back to the community to give back to others some of the blessings that I've had throughout my life.
Well, and we're blessed to have you give back to the community because if it wasn't like people like Jimmy, and we'll hear a little bit about Lorry in a second, the wheels wouldn't turn here in the Valley. So thank you for that. Now, Lorry, how did you get involved in the community?
So I moved out here by myself, number one, and two, friends told me about Vail Club 50, and it was such a warm and welcoming way to enter into a brand new community. And then I started mostly by participating in events when I could, and then got more and more involved as I had both time and opportunity.
Well, and speaking of time and opportunity, they both mentioned that you were retired, but tell our viewers what your last jobs were and where your skills and competencies come, because obviously, as I mentioned earlier, Jimmy is the president and Lorry is the secretary. So briefly, just tell us a little bit about your background and then how you got involved as the part of the executive committee on Vail Club 50.
Sure. Well, I'm an accountant, was a CPA back early in my career, and then moved into industry and been chief financial officer of a couple of small companies. My last job, which was in Switzerland, was working for Syngenta, which at the time was the world's largest agribusiness, and I was in charge of their accounting and financial compliance. Real nerdy stuff, but it was good job security, paid well, enabled us to settle into the Vail Valley and really enjoy that. And I guess, the skills I learned there help with what I'm doing here. Main thing I learned to do is delegate, and to be the president.
Which is not an easy task to do.
Correct. And, I like to get out of people's way and let them do their jobs and not try to micromanage things. Although my wife might disagree with me.
All right, we might have to bring her back on the show and have her talk to us about that. Lorry, what about yourself?
So I have a public sector and private sector background, mostly as a central banker and bank regulator. So spent many, many years at the New York Fed, and then spent some additional time at Deutsche Bank and UBS. And my last job was part of the leadership team for risk management at Ernst & Young. So focused on a regulatory environment. Pretty well suited to be secretary. I'm pretty good at summarizing what we talk about and decide on. And could not say no when I was asked what I consider participating on the board. I was delighted, especially given how welcoming Vail Club 50 had been when I first joined the Valley.
Well, and it's been a tough couple of years with COVID, I assume. So Jimmy, just tell us a little bit about the mission of the organization, and then I'd also like you to just reflect on some of the goals, especially through COVID and some of the safety issues that we've had to do. So maybe you could help us understand the organization a little bit better.
You bet. Well, the mission of Vail Club 50 is very simple. It is just to provide sports and social activities for our members, all of whom are age 50 or plus. You don't have to be a full-time resident of the Vail Valley. We have a lot of members who are here, part-time and the like. Our vision is to be the social and sports hub of choice for individuals over the age of 50 in the Vail Valley, where members work together, volunteering, organizing, leading, and participating in activities.
I love that, the sports social hub of the Valley. And there's one word that when I was doing a little due diligence before this, there was one word on your website that you didn't mention this, and that's fun. So we need to understand that Vail Club 50 is all about sports and social, but also having fun.
And if I can jump in there, we have people like Lorry and myself that have been in high-powered positions, but in Vail Club 50, none of that matters. It's all about just being together socially, having a good time together, enjoying whatever sport activity is that you like to do together. And we don't have prima donnas in the club or anything, oh, I'm important or this kind of stuff. That's all
Titles
out the window.
and history are left at the back door and the front door.
Exactly,
Yeah, outside,
exactly,
so.
yes. So it is very welcoming, as Lorry said. Everyone is welcome to join, regardless of background or anything like that.
So, Lorry, can you just tell us a little bit about maybe one or two goals that you have coming out of COVID as it relates to the organization?
Well, we're getting back to what I would call normalcy. And I would say that during COVID, we were able to continue to do things outside, which was a godsend and gave us a way to interact with colleagues and friends in a way that was safer than obviously being inside. But now, you know, and I think Jimmy mentioned this, we are always bound by the Eagle Health Department standards and guidelines. But now we're getting back, as I said before, to more of a normal kind of cadence of how we do things. And we look forward to that. Things are starting to ramp up a little bit more than they did last year when we started to break into that. And so I'm looking forward to more social activities, more getting together in a outdoor venue as well.
Thank you for that, because we're going to take a short station break, because when we come back, I can't wait to hear about everything that you have in store for us winter, summer, fall, and spring. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Good day, Vail. Good day, Vail. Good day, Vail. Good day, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Day Vail, and I'm here with Lorry Prentis and Jimmy Arbour, and we're going to talk a little bit about the specifics of Vail Club 50, so all of you can get involved if you're over 50. So Lorry, when we broke before, you had mentioned about some of the things that you're excited about. Why don't we take a step back and maybe you could tell us a little bit about the club. You know, how is the club organized? Are there different segments to it? And, you know, who would a good member be?
Well, first of all, everybody's a good member.
Okay.
So, and you know, we welcome.
And by the way, I just joined myself, so.
And we welcome everybody. So that's how I would answer the last question first. But they're broadly, the club is broken up into both social and sporting events, is the way I would look at it. And summer and winter, different seasons. So very, very active social events that span a range of events, from galas to getting together in small groups in people's houses. And then given the season, we spend a lot of time either hiking, biking, and things like that during the summertime, and then all of the winter sports during the winter, including alpine skiing and snowshoeing and what's that thing when you go up the mountain, the ATV?
Yeah.
I haven't done that yet. So all organized through a series of volunteers and people that step up to lead various different aspects of either the social or outdoor sports activity. Generally supported by our website, which allows you to sign up to be able to participate.
Do you know off the top of your head the makeup of the membership? I know when we talked to prepare for this, you had mentioned that there were more people like myself, closer towards the 50s range, that have been increasing your membership. Is that's the the reality, that more people in their 50s are also joining as well versus the makeup of 65 and above?
I'd say the average age of our total membership is north of 65, but the average age of new members coming in is below 65, because we're continually turning over members as people age out. But we love having the younger is relative, younger members active in their 50s come in, and there's plenty of activities to do, and plenty of ways to get involved.
Well, I can't wait to try and convince some of the viewers here in that lower age demographic to come on board as well, because I think there's more of me in the Valley, retiring a little bit earlier, looking for things to do, and so I look forward to helping drive that membership growth at that age.
Well, you know, I mean, building on that, when you join Vail Club 50, there's no requirement to do anything or to participate in any number of activities. You can do as much or as little as you want. So if you still have your career and need to give time to the office, there's still the opportunities on weekends or evenings to participate in as many activities as you'd like to. So it's not a matter of you have to wait till I retire before I can join Vail Club 50.
Okay, that's a great point.
Yep.
One thing that I love hearing is, what is the most invigorating feedback that you've heard about Vail Club 50 from a member? Just something to share so our viewers can understand the value of what Vail Club 50 has brought to them.
Well, so what I hear pretty regularly is how much fun people have when they get together. And they look for, members look for opportunities, big and small, to connect. And I would say personally for me, I meet new people every time I participate in an event. And so that just broadens the friendship base. And like what I always say to people is there's 900 people who can't wait to meet you, so participate in an event that looks good to you.
I can't add any more to what you said, but just to build on something she said, you know, we had the summer end of season leaders recognition event.
Okay.
Last year, or this past...
And excuse me for a moment, leaders recognition being volunteers, right?
Correct.
So this is a way for them to be recognized for taking the time to volunteer.
Yes,
Great.
yes. And I want to talk a little bit more about that, but this past event, we had it at Smiling Moose Pizza up in Beaver Creek, which is, it's just a pizza place. You know, and in the past we would try to do a little bit bigger event, but you know, as you know, prices have just gone crazy in the Valley and everything. But so many people came up and said, it was fantastic just to get together. We don't care if it's at a pizza place or if it's at the Ritz-Carlton, it just doesn't matter. Just getting together is great that way.
That's wonderful feedback. So I guess in a way you're saying that that's how there's a value proposition for those that volunteer, that there's even smaller groups of getting together and creating their own community amongst themselves.
Sure.
So let's get into some of the specifics of what's going to happen this winter. I know when we spoke preparing that you have a lot in store coming out of COVID. So tell our viewers about it.
We're real excited. You know, last winter, during the winter season, you really can't do much socially because it's all indoors, and with COVID, we just couldn't. So we're very excited to have. We're going to have over 20 different social events occurring this winter. As Lorry mentioned, some as big as our big winter gala, which is on December 15th. It's, you know, with a band and everybody dresses up and all that, down to a little more intimate type deals. We're going to do some, what's it called, ice kettles, like curling with the brooms and stuff. Really some fun, unique things for people to do socially. On the sports side, we every Tuesday and Thursday, Vail Club 50 meets to get together to go skiing, and we meet at a certain time up at Midvale, break up into groups according to skier ability. There are assigned leaders for the groups and take them out for just a fantastic day on the mountain. And then every Monday there's a group that meets that does the same at Beaver Creek. Hadn't started up yet, but it will start up soon, and you can find out about it all on our website when that starts up. We also have snowshoe hikes during the winter. There will be on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Not necessarily every Wednesday and Saturday, but those are the days that we sort of designate for snowshoe hikes. At different levels of ability, we use the skier system of green, blue, black, and double black according to difficulty, depending on the length of the hike and everything.
If you don't mind me interrupting, snowshoeing, I have been dying to go on a moonlit, full moon snowshoe. Do you have one dedicated for full moons?
That's in February.
February. Okay. All right. I'm definitely going to be somewhere.
Valentine's,
Okay.
snowshoe, romantic, under the moon.
Okay. I love that.
And there'll be music and dancing afterward.
Oh, for the moonlit one. Oh,
Yes,
sign
yeah.
me up. All
Yeah,
right. So
yeah.
well, sign me up for a lot of it. So I need to figure out going to the gala. I'm hoping that there's still tickets left for the gala.
I believe there are.
You believe
Yes.
there are.
Yeah, yeah.
But now that I'm a member, I can go on the website and I can look and see. So I'm very excited about that.
So can I add a few things too? So
Absolutely.
And Jimmy mentioned things are sort of organized around how you perceive your ability. And as I've had a few people say, oh, I can't join because I don't either ski or hike at a certain level. Absolutely not true. All levels are totally welcome, and we organize the activities around, you know, your own comfort level in participating.
I love that. I know as we were preparing for the show too, Jimmy, you had mentioned that when you moved here that your wife wasn't necessarily doing the same outdoor activities, but that she finds such great value in the social activities, and you do the more outdoor activities. So I think it's just a wonderful example of how Vail Club 50 can meet everyone's needs. So with that, I want to thank the both of you so much for your time, and it was just such a pleasure to have you. And I want to thank our viewers for being with us on Good Day Vail and experiencing a new way to thrive in the mountains. Look forward to seeing you next time. Take care and cheers.